Hi guys, happy new year. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a great new year. Let me tell you, my new year's was amazing. I spent it in church thanking God for my 2018 because I had my best life ever. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about basically all the things that happened in 2018 as well as my 2019 resolutions, because your girl needs some goals. But I thought I would create a video to kind of run down my 2018 just like I did last year, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. In January, I started at a company that I've always wanted to work for. I was working on, I can say it now, I was working on a British Airways account. So it was amazing because it was to do with travel, which I love doing. I get to hear about the deals and the discounts way before anybody else does. So that was amazing. Anyway, I absolutely learned so much at this company. Oh my gosh, it was one of my best experiences in terms of learning about advertising, as well as one of the toughest experiences that I had to go through as well. January is also the time that I started my mortgage applications and trying to start the process of buying a house. It was a very exciting month, new job, new process, new application for my mortgage. It was just, oh my gosh, I felt so excited to start the year like that. Because I knew a lot of my finances were going towards my house, I decided not to take any extravagant trips or any holidays, and to just have very small little, I guess, luxuries. So I decided to go to a lot more concerts because I couldn't afford a holiday, but I could afford to go to a concert. So in January I went to a lot of Afrobeats concerts, which was so much fun. It was the first time even seeing some of these artists in real life, so that was great. In February, that was also an interesting month. It was, a lot went on. Of course, I'll show you some clips. A lot went on, but I decided to go to my first vegan exhibition, and it was really educational to go to. I learned loads. I got to try different types of foods, from junk food to vegan halloumi cheeses, which is something I definitely miss. Don't let no vegan lie to you, I miss it. And I was able to also try like alternatives to foods as well. So it was a really experimentative month. I went to some more concerts as well. I think January was WizKid's concert, and then February was Davido's. Oh, I had such a blast. I can't remember what happened in March, if I did anything in March, but I will include some clips if I did, and if I didn't, let's just get straight on to April. I don't remember what I did in April. What did I do in April? I definitely know I spent a lot of time at home, just because, again, I was saving. But what did I do in April? I don't remember. May, it was definitely coming up to summer, and of course I didn't have any plans because I thought that I would still be in the process of doing a house. Now, I thought that the application process would be done by March. It was not done by March at all. Actually, it was May that I went to WizKid's concert, because I remember I treated one of my friends for Christmas. Hello snappers, it's been a long time. I'm with my first wife. Where are we going?
To see Vizio, make me dance, Daddy-o, make a dance, get everyone else.
I'm actually looking forward to see Tiwa Savage.
She was on at 4.
She's not, they would not be on this
I
early.
finished. What they said, I want to see Tiwa Savage.
They're not going to be on this early, trust me. but it was a very late Christmas present. Well, in terms of her receiving it. Anyway, went to that concert. I went to a French restaurant for the first time as well, which was cool. But if you're a vegan, you know, you just do sides life. You know, sides as in you only get to eat the sides at a restaurant. So anyway, that was May. I also experimented with my hair a bit, so I had an afro for quite a number of months because, again, I wasn't spending money on hair. I wasn't gonna buy a new weave. I wasn't doing anything, so it was low maintenance one day. In June, I got to experience one of the most phenomenal women in this world, which is Beyonce. And if anyone that knows, I absolutely adore Beyonce. She is one of my biggest inspirations in life. She has just worked so incredibly hard, and to be able to see her live was so amazing. And I went to the concert on the day that she released her album, so again, that was even a better experience. Anyways, the next time I see Beyonce, I will have to go to her meet and greet because I just have to meet this woman. She was like my mum in the 90s when I was growing up. She was very like strong about women when it wasn't popular, so I just love Beyonce. In August was like the happiest month for me because the house finally went through. If you want to know more about like the house process and what have you, I have a video on my vlog channel which I'm just talking about the home renovation process and the things that I'm doing, so do check that out. I'll link it up below here, above here, sorry. So I was so ecstatic. I actually was a homeowner, like, still thinking about it now. I'm like, me, the way God works. Anyway, I was just so happy, so ecstatic, and I'll link the video where I say that I've bought a house if you're interested. But I was just, I just couldn't believe that I was a homeowner in August. And then to treat myself, in September, I went to Las Vegas for the first time. If you want to see, I've got a vlog on my vlog channel of like the whole experience. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was like the best experience of my life. I got to fly a helicopter, not actually fly one, but experience being in a helicopter. I was able to visit the Grand Canyon. I mean, I had the best time ever, and that was just my treat to myself, just for, you know, living a basic life. I got my hair, as in I was very happy. I was very, very happy. In October, October was a very hard working year, very hard working. My sister found out she was being made redundant. The house had just gone through. A few months back, I ended up like realizing that this dream job I wanted to work for wasn't actually a dream, and it was just, I just decided to kind of part ways. So I ended up going back to contracting, because when you're trying to buy a house, it's best to be in permanent employment rather than contracting, unless you've done it for consistently for a number of years, which I hadn't. So anyway, I've got more on that video in my finance video if you don't know. If it's out already, I'll link it. If not, it is coming. Trust me, it is coming. I have been working so hard on that video, seriously. So in October, we always knew that we wanted to open a salon because my sister is very passionate about beauty, so it's great to have someone to talk to about beauty things. But she's more passionate about nails and skin. That's like her area, and she'd been, you know, a manicurist, a beauty therapist. So we just thought, I know we didn't plan for this, but let's just open a salon now, because where she was working was closing down. So we found a place, put a deposit down, decorated it, and opened within 3 weeks. So it was a very, very tough 3 weeks. It was literally wake up in the morning, do shopping, come home in the evening, plan for the next day, tick off things that we need for the list, yada yada yada, scheduling meetings, making sure you've got your insurances in place. Like, there was a whole load of things. And then we followed it with a like a launch party. That was a lot of fun. My sister invited a lot of her friends. I invited a few of mine who could make it, because again it was very last minute. Oh my gosh, it was just such a lovely turnout. The place looks absolutely amazing. If you're interested about like visiting the salon, I will either link it down below or link it up here. But it was just so beautiful, and I'm just so glad how everything turned out. And it was just nice to have like a dream of mine of buying a house come true, and also a dream of my sister's of owning a salon also come true in the same year. Basically we did this 2 months apart, so 2018 was honestly like so amazing. I then also ended up starting a contract role, literally as soon as we opened the salon. That weekend, the following Monday, I was back in a role. So the whole of November I pretty much worked and just saved from dealing with the house, renovations, opening the salon, going to Vegas all at once. So I was just like, it's okay, just take your time, it's all right. So in November I basically chilled and just recuperated mainly, and then in December I went to Cape Town. That was the best experience of my entire life. It was a bit bittersweet, which I talk about more in my vlog, which I'll link here if it's up, and if not I'll link it when it is up. It was very bittersweet because I think in my head I imagined it to feel like I was visiting an African country that was maybe slightly modernized. That was the feeling that I thought it would be. So obviously you guys know I'm Nigerian. I've been to Nigeria a couple of times. It's very humid, it's very hot, it's a bit backwards, I find anyway. And I just expected South Africa to be almost like a better version of Nigeria. But when we got on the plane, people were looking at us like, why are you on this plane? Then when we got there, I felt like I was in England. The weather even felt like I was in England. Like I had my big fur coat on because I was cold at times. I was so happy to tick some things off my bucket list that I've always wanted to do, which was to hike. I've always wanted to hike a mountain, so I was able to hike Table Mountain. It took 2.5 hours. Again, if the vlog's up, I will link it. Oh, I'm so happy that I did that. And hiking is such a spiritual thing. Honestly, it was the best experience. And it's so crazy because if I explained to myself what I was doing, I know that I would not have hiked. I had just come off an 11-hour flight. I had not eaten pretty much. I'd landed and gone and done a hike that I'd not been prepared for. I wasn't training beforehand. I just got off a plane, dropped my suitcase and went and did a hike. And it was such a spiritual thing. It's so funny because before hiking, it's just like, oh yeah, it's a hike, it's a good thing to do, it's a good thing to tick off. But when you do it, you come across so many aha moments, you come across like so many revelations. There were so many things I learned across that hike. It was just the most amazing thing. And there was a guy that was helping me, his name's Tolu. Shout out to Tolu if you ever watch this video. But if Tolu was by himself, I'm sure he would have done that hike in 10 minutes, because with him and his long legs, he would have just climbed those rocks and been there in no time. But he helped me along the way. Like, there's so many times on that hike that I wanted to give up. I just didn't feel like I was up for it. I was just like, no, I can't do this, I'm gonna go back down. And he was just like, no, we've only got this. Obviously he was lying. Sometimes people were like, we've only got 10 minutes to go, and I'm like, up this big mountain, how do we only have 10 minutes? But just to kind of keep the momentum going. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, doing it with him. He was so like inspirational, motivational. Oh, honestly, it was one of the best experiences ever. And I got to the top, took 2.5 hours. I was just so proud of myself. I sent a message to my family. I didn't tell anyone beforehand because I didn't want anyone to talk me out of it. So told my family, and I'm just going to insert my mum's response here And you just have to love Nigerian parents, guys, don't you? Yeah, you just have to love them. Another thing that I've always wanted to do was I've always wanted to skydive, and I'm so happy that I did it. I did it with Jen. Shout out to my home girl, love her. And I've just always wanted to skydive. I always felt like I was going to do it in the UK, but every time like I'd research into it or decide like, okay, I'm going to do it this month, it's almost like I just couldn't justify the amount of money that I'd have to pay. So for example, to skydive in the UK, it's about £250. But if you want them to take pictures of you, if you want to have it filmed, the total cost is about £450. And I just couldn't hand over that amount of money. But in South Africa, I was able to do the skydive, get the pictures, get a video, and it was £250 for everything. So it was definitely worth it. Oh my gosh, it was honestly like the most amazing experience ever. Do you know what's so funny is that I was so happy and I was so pumped that I was going to do this skydive, but when I got to the top and then they opened the plane and then I was hanging off the edge, in that moment I was like, I'm not doing it. I've seen the view, it's okay for me, I'm alright, I don't need to jump, the view is wonderful, it's okay. But I think the man that was obviously attached to me, he was just like, okay, but you can decide not to go, but we're gonna go because I'm in control. And he was just moving me forward, and I was like, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I mean, if you can see in the clip of the video, you can see where I'm just like, I'm not going. And then we're just out of the plane. Oh my gosh, it was really scary. The first few minutes I was actually petrified because I genuinely felt like I was falling out of a plane. But then after a while, when I got over that fact, I was able to open my eyes, close my mouth, stop screaming, look at the view and realize like this is such a beautiful, beautiful place, such a beautiful scenery. It was, honestly, it was so amazing. And by the time I stopped screaming and looked around, it was over before you know it. Actually, tell a lie, it did last long, but it did go quite quick. So it was honestly amazing. I'm so happy that I was able to tick off a lot of things on my to-do list of 2018. I was able to see Beyonce in concert, I was able to buy a house, I was able to be in a helicopter, and I was able to hike, and I was able to skydive. 5 things. Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, 2018, I could live that year again. But we're in 2019 now, so my New Year's resolutions for 2019 are, I really need to focus on fitness this year. Last year, fitness was like, I'm going to enjoy. I ate every vegan junk food there is. That's not what veganism is about. That's not why I signed up to be a vegan. So I think I just have to reel in the junk food veganism, and you know, go back to whole foods and plant-based foods that actually come from the earth, and not just all this soy stuff that I ended up consuming a lot of. I'm really gonna try and like lose some weight. Something that I've been interested in 2018 was a ketogenic diet, and it was just really interesting of the results that a lot of people had achieved. But 2018, I just wasn't in that mindset. So I'm gonna see what being a vegan doing a ketogenic diet is like. So I actually bought this cookbook, and it's called Vegan Keto. It's got loads of recipes and it's quite colourful as well. So I'm gonna give that a go and see what that's like. I will also link it down below in case you guys are interested as well. I don't know if I'll be making a video about ketoism, I'm just making words up, about the ketogenic diet, but I will maybe intermittently like do videos of like maybe my updates, so like how I'm getting started, a 3-month, a 6-month, a 9-month, a 12-month, if I can do that long. Just because I don't want my channel to be about vegan ketogenic diet, but it is something I might incorporate in. But let me know if you want to know more about it and see how I'm doing, or if you're just like, nah, one day it's okay. We know you can lose weight, we know that you can gain weight, so it's all right. I'm gonna leave a poll actually, and let me know what you guys think. The next thing that I want to do is I definitely want to finish my bathroom, my toilet, my bedroom and my wardrobe this year. That is, in terms of my house, those are the 4 things that I want to get done, because I just want to have peace of mind in my house and really do a clear out. So in terms of home things, that's definitely something that I want to do. I want to be a bit more experimentative with makeup, hence the lip, which is, in case somebody asks, it's the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the colour Vancouver. So yeah, and this little dark eye that I got going on. Whoa. One day stop. So yeah, so I want to yeah, just experiment more. But the one thing that I'm going to change a lot of is because I've been thinking, right, so I'm going to do more fashion stuff, and with me, I know that when I'm slim, you will see me all over Instagram, and when I feel fat, it's like I'm socially dead, like you won't see me. But I think that's not real life, and when I've put on weight, I've put on weight, and when I haven't, I haven't. So I think regardless of my size, I'm still just gonna post content. And also I think I'm getting a little bit sick of this, I call it baby girl fashion, like all this, you know, boohoo, pretty little thing, misguided type fashion. I'm getting a little bit like sick of all this really cheap fast fashion, say that 5 times fast, fast fashion clothing, just because I just think it's a bit, I don't know, I don't think you should be in your 30s and be doing baby girl, you know. I'm not saying don't shop there. If that's what your budget allows for, then of course, like, do it. But I don't know, I just don't think everyday cycling shorts, everyday crop top, I just don't think that that is, you know, I think it's just very Instagram fashion. I don't feel like it's real life fashion. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, but I'm not going to say that I'm never going to shop at those places ever again. That's not what I'm saying. If I want to follow a trend, I will shop at those places. But I just want to have my money work for me a little bit more. So I will invest a little bit more on higher quality pieces that I know that are going to stand the test of time, rather than buy a £10 fast fashion top that I'm gonna wear for 1 month, and then because it's so cheap I can afford to throw it away. I just don't want to live like that. I just feel I've gotten very excessive, and I'm not someone that likes to have like loads and loads and loads of stuff, and I feel I've gotten to that point. So I really want to kind of tone down, go for high quality pieces, maybe research more into like fabrics and materials and which ones last longer, and just wear those. So yeah, I mean, those are my goals so far. I'm definitely going to be uploading more. I know I say it every year, but I've really been investing in myself in 2018 to kind of figure out who I am, because sometimes you can get a bit lost online. So figuring out who I am and kind of sticking to that person, or projecting that person online. And you guys will know from the videos I've been making in 2018, I'll link it up below, that I'm just gonna start being more myself. And if you like me, you like me, and if you don't, you don't. And not kind of living this YouTube or social media persona that you're supposed to be. And you guys know I've been doing this for such a long time that you can get stuck in a box of what you should be, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, this is a long video. I feel like I was holding my breath the whole time. I hope you liked the video. I hope you enjoyed all the little clips that I added in, and I want you guys to tell me, what are your resolutions? What do you want to do more of? what are your goals for 2019, and let's get discussing down below. But till my next video guys, I'll catch you later. Bye.